So fresh, so raw, so raw. Press play, cause baby we on. She try and get turned, so I add a little sauce. She can't get with it, keep it moving, baby girl, get lost, get lost, get lost, get lost, get lost. Back, hold me too close. Now the boy set it off, don't do too much. In the club, get tossed. If you can't get with it, baby boy, get lost. Mikey D live from the inner city. Rock out bass drums, let her guess plenty. And I ain't about the drama, DC chillin'. Don't roll a lot again, this is the couple real ones.
What's up, y'all, and welcome to another episode of the Tangi Chronicles. On this episode, I'm going to talk about the Charged Up DC Music Festival that happened right here at the Story Park at the Noma Junction neighborhood. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with this neighborhood, but it's one of the first areas that was gentrified in the city. So having a music festival that featured music from our artists kind of like was definitely a big deal for me. The event was on Saturday, October 24th, and it ran all day from noon to 9. Not even gonna lie to you guys, it was a different experience for me because I had media credentials. So some of it is coming from that perspective, but most of it is coming from like the patron, anybody who paid to get in. I'm trying to approach it from that perspective. So if I sound a little bit biased, just please forgive me. Okay, so I'm gonna just jump right on ahead into the review. The parking in DC is terrible. So it doesn't matter where you have an event. If it doesn't come with a parking lot or free parking or valet parking, you're gonna have to park on the street. However, there is the New York Avenue metro station that's located right here, so it worked out perfectly. You didn't have to drive down here. Parking wasn't really a big deal. So anyway, we checked in. It was no one here. At that time, was part of the media. Not really that many people, like that many guests were coming in, and so I was just kind of taking it all in. So I'm going to do this for you guys in 2 segments. I'm going to review the first half of the concert, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to review the second half. So the first half happened like the first 4 hours. I have to mention this. DJs that were here at this event, I can't name them all. I'll provide a list of them for you towards the end of the video, but they were rocking. And what's crazy is most of these DJs I've never heard of a day in my life. I heard that many of them were local. So I'm like, where do these DJs perform? So any of the DJs I mentioned in this video, or any of the DJs I add in this, please get at me, let me know where you're performing at, because it really matters. A lot of people, I know I go out all the time and I still didn't know who you guys were, but you guys definitely set the tone for the festival, and I appreciate that. Second thing, the Jack and 4 Beats people were here. I'm not sure if you guys have heard, but Jack Daniel's Honey was doing this big promotions event where they were having artists come and perform right on the spot. So they had those guys here, and they also had them hosting on the mic. What I don't tolerate or what I don't respect is when people come to our city and they disrespect us. I've seen these guys on several occasions, and this was the second time they mentioned how terrible the shoe game was in DC. I'm not. So, the host, I believe his name is Jeff, he brought up, he was like, DC is the capital of what the F are those? I'm not even going to like say it. But I'm like, if y'all not familiar, y'all got to get hip. It's like this big thing, this viral thing that's happening on the internet where you're like, what the F are those? Like, what type of shoes are you wearing? I just don't like when people talk bad about our city. Because one, I'm in these streets on a regular basis, and I see the shoe game, and I don't come across many people, and I'm like, ooh, what the F are those? Not from here. Like, I can say that our shoe game, for me, is top notch. To me, all the other cities bite off our shoe game. If it wasn't for us, it really wouldn't be a real shoe. Like the whole hype beast thing wouldn't even be happening. So, on that note, I really ain't messed with those fellas too tough. I was ready for them to get off the stage.
What are those?
But good luck to those who participated in the rap battle series. Anyway, one of the artists that I really liked that performed during the first half of the concert was Redline Graffiti. I've never heard of this group before. Most of the artists on this show I've never heard of before. I googled their name and I found out that one of their songs was featured on the Being Mary Jane series, which is one of my favorite shows right now. So shout out to them. They had a really good set. Visto performed, I liked his set. Pinky Killicorn, she performed, liked her set. One of the people that I missed, now I'm kind of like disappointed that I missed, was Cloud9. I'm hearing that they rock, but I don't know where I was when they were performing. I probably was running my mouth or talking or socializing or something or taking in the whole experience. Oh, I missed them and I'm kind of disappointed. His name is Tommy Swisher. I had the opportunity of actually talking to him and interviewing him. He's based out of Atlanta, from St. Louis, and he's supposed to be one of the hottest things coming out of the South right now. You know what? I appreciate anybody who could get up there on stage and perform in front of people. I'm pretty sure they were like expecting maybe about 3,500 people, but only maybe when he was on stage, maybe about 10 people were here. Another artist who I had never heard of before, who I was feeling her name, was Kilo. Let me tell you something about this. I was all the way in the back of the venue. I wasn't even paying attention to her performance, but her style and her music caught my ear. I didn't even know she was a female until I got closer to the stage. I was listening and I was like, sounds like a female, but on another note. So yeah, shout out to her. Definitely shout out to those of the hippie life crew. They tore the stage down. It seemed like the crowd was really into them. And I know them from being around with my artist Mikey, so I've seen them here and there, I've caught them, but this is my first time seeing them on such a platform like this. That was pretty much the first half of the show. I gotta tell y'all this though, before I even get into the second half, because if you haven't heard by now, and I know people are gonna want me to talk about it, but it really wasn't that many people here. People in DC are late. Nobody is ever on time, so I expected more people to get there as time went forward. However, I mean, more people did show up, but it's still, y'all can see this space. I'm gonna have my videographer capture some footage of the space empty, and just imagine, like, it probably was about 100 people here. That kind of sucked. I'm really disappointed in our area because I'm not sure who dropped the ball. I'm not sure if the promoters dropped the ball or if it was just people not really interested in coming out, but it could have been an even bigger event than it was, and unfortunately a lot of people didn't show up. So on that note, I'm gonna break off for a second, maybe give y'all a couple of clips of the footage, and then I'm gonna come back and talk to y'all about the second half. Peace.
I do drugs on the weekend. I do drugs on the weekend, yeah. I do drugs on the weekend. I do drugs on the weekend, yeah. Blinded by street